All right, we're here. Nothing like being live and being behind. But we made it. All right. Let's get into the action here. Welcome, everybody. Nothing like live. Nothing like a live show, right? Guys, welcome in. Welcome to Monday Night Live. I'm your host, Jordon Cox. Welcome in. Everybody, come on in. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here for another Monday night rendition of the show. Everybody, let me know you're here. Say hi in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Drop a like, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Always appreciate everyone joining in. If you have anything to say, any comments, go ahead and drop them now. Say what's up. Say hi. We have a decent week of racing this past week to talk about. Got some stuff to talk about with the Dirt Track Untold boys. Got stuff going on everywhere. So come on in. I got some new stuff I'm trying to figure out here. See if I can figure some of this stuff out. I'm already. But hello, everybody. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. I need to try something here. Just bear with me for 1 second. On a second. Let's try that. Trying some new technology here, guys. Clay, you're present. Thank you. Raise your hand. Present. Ed, checking in from Melbourne, Florida. Thank you, everybody. Tim from Weedsport. How you doing? Mark, hi, from New York. All right. Ooh, okay. We're going to try something here. All right, I've got... Let me see what we can do here, guys. I want to try something. Bear with me. We're doing a little tech thing here. Bear with me. Since you were the newest one here, Travis, let's try that one. There you are. We got comments on the screen. I can select them and bring them up. So you are, Travis. Hi from Port Royal. I'm going to try to get Facebook hooked up too, so I can bring Facebook comments and put them up on the screen as well. We're going to get that moving a little bit. Guys, I'm trying some new stuff here. Just trying some new stuff here. Let's keep going. I mean, I can do multiple, but we're going to go. Ashley just dropped in. Welcome in. All right, this is going to be an interesting tool for me to use. But there we go. Jim's checking in from his chair. Thank you, Jim. Thanks for coming in, guys. All right. So, yeah, if you have a question or if you just want to comment, I want to get my Facebook ones on here too, but I'm one week at a time here, one step at a time, going through the process here of getting some new tech, if you would say. Wally, thank you. You're watching on both YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Guys, we're going to just hop right in here. I don't want to take too much time. We're going to hop in and get going. And like I said, if you have something to ask or you want to talk about something, if it's something I want to pull it up on the screen. Everybody will be able to see it. If they're not watching, if they don't have the chat open, they can see it right up there on the screen. And but let's go. We'll hop in. I want to talk about what happened at Selinsgrove with the Super Dirt Car Series. We're going to drop into that a little bit later on. I'm going to go through the talk about the Dream a little bit at Eldora, and some other National Series stuff. We'll get into some local results, but we're going to start off with our Dirt Track Untold driver lineup with Mike, Mahaney, Billy Pauch Jr. We even had BP3 run a race this week. So speaking of the Super Dirt Car Series, we had Mike and Billy both running with the Super Dirt Car Series Tuesday at Big Diamond. So the day after we last spoke here on the program. And Mike was able to rally up. Well, sorry, he kind of got shoved out of line over at Big Diamond during the feature event and wound up finishing 9th, but he gathered it up and finished 9th. Billy marched up towards 7th to a 7th place finish over at Big Diamond. And then Mike went over to the second of 2 Pennsylvania shows for the Super Dirt Car Series and was in the mayhem of a race that was Selinsgrove, unfortunately. He was also caught up in that wreck. If you watched any of the highlights or the video that was posted on our YouTube channel, Mike was caught up in that wreck a little bit, but the crew, along with others in the pits, were able to fix him up and get him back out. To limp around and pick up another 9th place finish. So kudos to Mike and all the boys on the team and everyone that helped out to keep Mike racing Wednesday night at Selinsgrove. He brought it home 9th. Wednesday night, Billy was over at Action Track in Kutztown with the Speedster. They had some mechanical issues and he was unable to get any racing in. BP3 ran the slingshot at Action Track. Started 10th in his feature and ended up finishing 6th. That was the Wednesday night for the Dirt Track Untold drivers. The next night, Thursday night, Mike and the team would head back up north to Airborne, where Mike would pick up a 2nd place finish, hard fought 2nd place finish. Ran a damn good race, just fell a little short. And that would be it. Albany Saratoga would end up raining out. New Egypt Speedway would end up raining out. And Billy went up to Orange County yesterday, got a heat race in, and then they rained out. So, once again, Mother Nature won most of the races this weekend. So that's it for the Dirt Track Untold driver roster. We'll get into their upcoming schedule here in a little bit. Actually, we'll just do it right now. I don't know why I would wait. We're already talking about it. The upcoming schedule for the Dirt Track Untold team looks like this. I'll move my face. You have Billy and BP3 running Action Track on Wednesday. Mike will be going back to Airborne Speedway on Thursday night. Billy will be running Georgetown Friday night. Mike will be returning to Albany Saratoga Friday night. Billy running New Egypt Speedway, his Saturday night home. Saturday. Mike will be running the Short Track Super Series opener at Devil's Bowl Speedway up in Vermont on Sunday. And then Billy will be running Bridgeport Sunday as well. So that's your schedule for the upcoming schedule for the Dirt Track Untold race car drivers. Take a glance. I'll keep my face over here so it's on the way. All right. Let's get into some results here. Not a lot of visuals for you guys this week. I do apologize for that. But we do have results to go over. When it comes to the national stage, we'll start off with the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. They kicked us off this week on Wednesday. Let's see here. At the Jackson Motorplex in Jackson, Minnesota, it would be Carson Macedo picking up the feature win. Up at Jackson Motorplex. Then Friday, they would head over to Wisconsin to the Plymouth Dirt Track, where Rico Abreu would pick up the win over Buddy Kofoid on Friday. Then Saturday night, Brad Sweet would pick up the win over at Beaver Dam Raceway, as he would bank $20,000 in the Jim Boyd Memorial victory at the Beaver Dam Raceway. Next up for the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars will be the Premier Chevy Dealers Clash at Knoxville, June 13th and 14th. The World of Outlaws late models were off for obvious reasons when it comes to the Dream running at Eldora. But they're back, let's see, June 20th and the 21st at Peevely for the St. Louis Firecracker face-off. Let's see here. Say we're looking at the same. Obviously, the Lucas Oil late models were off as well. They'll be back up on Friday the 13th for the Mountain Moonshine Classic at Smoky Mountain Speedway. Let's go over the Flow Racing Night in America that kicked off the Dream Weekend at Eldora Speedway, with the Flow Racing Night in America taking the stage for a $20,000 to win main event. It would be Bobby Pierce picking up the win over Hudson O'Neill. The next up for the Flow Racing Night in America, you'll be seeing them at Fairbury Speedway Wednesday, July 23rd. Now to the Dream. A lot of rain out in Eldora, out in Ohio. A lot of prelim nights ended up getting rained out into the next ones. It all culminates into Jonathan Davenport picking up his fourth dirt late model Dream win of his career, his third in a row, $100,000 to Mr. Davenport. Picking up the win at the Dream at Eldora. Pretty dominating fashion as well, if you were able to watch it. Pretty dominant performance. Good racing throughout the field, but Davenport had him covered. All right, let's try this out real quick, just because it's right there. Matt asking, what are the results of the Rooster? Well, we didn't win best dress. We didn't really go for it. Me and the boys, we finished 17th. I think that was our final result. 5 under. The winning team was 17 under. So we were nowhere near them. But we had a lot of fun. A lot of beverages were handed out and consumed. A lot of fun had by all. We are always thankful to Johnny, Cornell, and the Cornell family for their for them putting on such an incredible event in honor of Johnny's father, Big John Cornell, Big Rooster himself. Had a fantastic time. A lot of race car drivers there, a lot of current and former race car drivers, some legends. It's really cool to go to. You have some other, some golfers and stuff mixed in there, and some people that aren't racers, but a lot of really cool people hanging out. It was a good time. Good time had yesterday. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, 17 under was the winning one. Let's see here. Yes, Dave. Well, yeah, Matt, you asked over here too. Yeah, horrible crash. Yep. I'm gonna show it here in just a little bit. We're going to get to the Super Dirt Car Series highlights. Well, highlights, but the highlight. Mike's crew did Dave says Mike's crew did an amazing job getting that car back together and fast. Yes, they did. Everybody there should be super proud. Tough being a promoter this year, James. Yes. Speaking of the Rooster, I was talking to Chris Moore at the Big Rooster Classic yesterday. Just, wanted to make sure, made sure he was doing okay. And, he obviously is doing everything he can over at New Egypt Speedway to get these shows in, but just fighting a losing battle when it comes to Mother Nature, but he's obviously very confident that we'll get some shows in here pretty soon over the summer. But it's good to talk to him. Brett says, hi from New Zealand. Hey, thanks for tuning in. The rain has badly impacted the past Speedway season here as well. Yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate it, Brett. Yep, and sorry to hear that you guys are dealing with it down there, the wet weather. Russell, I don't have much to say about Brett Deo. Yeah. So, sorry, I don't have much to say. Hi, Jessica. All right, we'll get into the High Limit Series here. They're next up on my list. Let's see here. Last Wednesday, they were at Red Cedar Speedway, and they've labeled them Mr. Midweek. As you've seen, Rico Abreu has already won a race on our list here, but Rico would pick up the win, beating Kyle Larson in a photo finish to remain undefeated in the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series with the High Limit Series. It was Rico, Kyle Larson, Tanner Thorson rounding out the top three there on Wednesday night. The next night at 141 Speedway, a stunner as one of the biggest upsets, especially when it comes to these national touring series in the 410 division. Wisconsin native Travis Aarons would beat the Kubota High Limit Series for $26,000 in the Race Rudin Foundation race over at 141 Speedway in Wisconsin. Ran a damn good race. You really can't say anything about it. He dropped back a few spots. He raced his way back up to the front and picked up the win, getting past Tanner Thorson while passing Bill Baylog late in the race, and then holding off Tanner Thorson to pick up the win. So congrats to an underdog story there in Travis Aarons, beating some of the best in the High Limit Series. Next up for them, they're going to be taking some time off, but they got a big show coming up for the High Limit Series. Oh wait, I don't know why they had the weekend off. Sorry, they had the weekend off, and then they're back in action tomorrow for a crown jewel of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series. $55,555 to win, and $2,000 to start the Eagle Nationals at Nebraska's Eagle Raceway. That's tomorrow, and the High Limit Series is on Flow Racing, so you can catch them over there. So some good stuff coming up for the sprint car divisions. USAC midgets, they had Indiana Midget Week. They were also plagued by rain, that wet stuff. They had they had six races scheduled. They got 3 in, so they got half of their shows in out there in Indiana for the 21st annual USAC Indiana Midget Week. Cale Drake would kick off the week with a win at Circle City Raceway. The next night at Paragon Speedway, Jacob Denny would pick up the win over there. And then Lincoln Park, rain. Bloomington, rained out. Tri-State, rained out. And then the last night at Kokomo Speedway, Jacob Denny would pick up another win. But Cale Drake would end up the winner from the first night. Cale Drake would pick up the Indiana Midget Week Championship for that series. Next up for the USAC midgets, you can see them July 1st and 2nd at the dirt track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That 5th mile they put in the infield there for the BC 39 for Brian Clausen. So you'll catch them there. Let's see here. USAC Lincoln Sprints are coming up this week on the 13th for the Salute to Levi Jones over at Red Hill Raceway. And the USAC Silver Crown Series will be at Worldwide Technology Raceway on the 14th for some paved USAC Silver Crown racing. Super Dirt Car Series, let's get into it. Let's see what I got going on here. All right, well, we're going to pull it up. Super Dirt Car Series. We talked about Big Diamond. Ryan Godown picked up the win at Big Diamond with the Super Dirt Car Series on Tuesday night. And then it all went bad for Mr. Godown on Wednesday, as the clip I'm going to show here. Ryan and Matt Shepard got together on the front stretch on a restart at Selinsgrove Wednesday night, and chaos ensued. So we're just going to watch it here as it is the big happenings. A lot of carnage. For go down there. See Ryan and Matt get turned around. You don't see it much in that replay, but Shepard takes one hell of a hit as well. As Ryan's going over there, he gets hit cage first. Shepard comes back across the track there and also gets hit again. Probably about 2 more times while he was in the air. Now we'll show it from an angle from the stands, which shows the carnage on Matt Shepard's end. As you see right there, and then Shepard gets hit one more time, and then a second time while he's in the air from the first hit. Glad to say that everyone involved in the wreck on Wednesday night at Selinsgrove walked away. Everybody's okay. Sounds like just some bumps and bruises. The race cars did their job when it comes, and all the safety equipment did its job. Yeah, saw pictures of go downs. The cage on Go Down's car, that was pretty banged up from that cage first hit. Saw the pictures of Shepard's car as well. It's tough for me to watch these kind of incidents. I have a really hard time. I wasn't sure how much I wanted to get into my opinion of what happened at the tail end of this wreck. I know that when chaos happens, especially on a straightaway, on a track that fast, it's tough to react. But you know, it's tough for me to watch what happened to Shepard here. I'm still having a really hard time understanding why Shepard was hit. This is so far after the wreck has already started. I kind of understand the first hit to Shepard there, but then a second one coming in. These guys are going still like full speed. Everyone's slowing down, trying to get through the wreckage in front of them, and I don't know. We're going still like full speed into the wreck here, and I don't know. I'm just having a really hard time understanding why the wreck is over and a second later there's still somebody coming in full speed. Again, I don't want to point fingers and I don't want to sound, you know, like that guy, but because I've been in situations where there's a wreck happening that far ahead of you, and like I said, you're on a fast racetrack. It's tough to see, especially after just on a restart. Everything gets kicked back up in front of you. But I imagine there was still communication on the radio telling you that there's a wreck happening. Let's slow down. Let's back it down, right? We should be backing down. If you're in the last few rows on the restart, this is all way ahead of you. Let's back it down. I'm again have a hard time watching Shepard get hit there at the end of that wreck with such force. When I feel like guys in the back of the pack should be way off the throttle. That's tough. I understand everybody. I understand everything happening before that. You know, whatever happened between Go Down and Shepard to start this, it's a race. I feel like it's chalked up as a racing deal, but just glad that everybody was at the end of the day. Just glad everybody walks away from it, and hopefully, maybe a lesson learned or two. But tough to see that many race cars torn up, but. It's a rough one. It's a rough one to watch. Just glad everybody walked away. Because if you saw the cage on Go Down's car, man, and then you look at what happened to the bottom side of Shepard's car, that's rough. That's rough. Oh, Matt says, oh man, cuts it off there. This is why we're testing tuning, right? Testing tune. Move that up a little bit. There we go. Matt says I grew up going to Selinsgrove in the 70s and 80s, super fast tracks, seeing lots of horrible crashes there. Yeah. It's tough, man. I understand. It's fast. It's a fast racetrack. Everybody's doing everything they can, and but it's just some of the stuff at the end there just seemed way unnecessary. Autodrome had a bad wreck as well. Yeah, I didn't have time to find that, but thank you, Russell. So glad all the drivers. Okay, scared out of me. I agree, Jim. I agree. Obviously. Dennis, thank you. Great show. Watch from Indiana. Go Team 35. Let's go. That's it. Johnny Cornell saying that he feels like he was in that wreck after the big rooster yesterday. I don't feel as bad. I'm a little sore. Shoulders a little sore. You know, a little tight around the midsection. Used muscles that I haven't used in a long time. Swinging a golf club. Arms are a little tight. Arms are a little tight. Yeah, I don't use. And I got a bottom in my nose because I'm an idiot. Ryan Simmons saw this happen. I was practice driving. I was practicing, and I hit one. I hit like 4 or 5, and like 2 of them were good. The last 2 of them were good. I'm like, I'm dialed in. We're good. I don't need to swing anymore. And I grabbed my club, and I literally just went to like pick it up, and I only had like 1 beer. And I somehow hit myself in the face with my club. That should have been my warning to maybe sit down right then. But I got a little mark on my nose now. What an idiot, right? But yeah, so a little. The hangover's getting to you there, bud. Sorry, hang on a second. Oh, that's your video? Oh, thank you. Yes, credit to go ahead and plug yourself here. That's okay. Credit to you for the video. Appreciate it from the stands, because that one shows a lot of the stuff, so appreciate that. Is it Tyler? Let's see, Rolex Tyler. Good video. Catches all the action. Marty on Facebook saying it was a rough week at several Northeast modified tracks. Yes. Johnny, listen, man. I'm going to be there every year I can be. We're already planning next year. We're already planning next year. I got to maybe take my clubs out a couple times before, in between there, so I don't look like as much of an idiot. I'll still look like an idiot, but just not as much of an idiot. But yeah, big Rooster Classic. Can't wait for the 7th annual. There you go. That was my video. Rolex Tyler. Appreciate you putting that out for all of us to be able to see. That video of the wreck, so I can sit here and dissect it. Let's see now. Where am I at? Real quick, we'll talk about the Short Track Super Series. And what they have coming up. We talked about it briefly. Where Mike will be on Sunday. He'll be racing the Short Track Super Series race. It's the North Series opener now that Airborne was postponed. So they will be racing in Vermont at the Devil's Bowl Speedway for the Slate Valley 67. So that is the North region for the Short Track Super Series opener on Father's Day on the 15th. Wow, that's this weekend. Oh, I can't wait to do nothing. So 67 laps for the modifieds for $7,567 going to the winner, $1,000 for 10th, and $500 to take the green. 67 lap distant race at Devil's Bowl Speedway up in Vermont. Pretty neat racetrack. Drove by it once. Maybe one day I'll get to go there and watch a race. All right, so that's it for national type stuff here. Guys, if you want some more behind the scenes looks into the Dirt Track Untold team and some early access to merch and content that is from the Dirt Track Untold team, join Club DTU on Patreon. The link is in the description of the video. Patreon/Dirt Track Untold. Like I said, get access to merch the early released. We got stuff that comes out very often, like the merch I'm wearing right now, the Mike Mahaney merch. Get some cool stuff. Team 35 on the back there. So join Club DTU, get early access to merch like that, and to some of the content, and get exclusive content that's only for Club DTU members on race day and throughout the week. Get into some local results. It's going to be kind of all over the place a little bit here, but we'll start with Selinsgrove. Had the All-Star Circuit of Champions over there. Lance DeWeese would end up winning Selinsgrove against the All-Stars. So congrats to Lance, picking up the win there. And then we're just going to kind of go down. Sorry if my face gets real bright here because I had to switch to a different list for our results. We already went into Big Diamond with the Super Dirt Car Series, the Anthracite Assault. That was won by Ryan Godown. Stuart Friesen picked up. Sorry, I don't know if I actually said that Stuart Friesen picked up the win. In all the chaos at Selinsgrove Speedway, Stuart Friesen would pick up the win over Alex Jankowski. Selinsgrove for the Super Dirt Car Series. Then it was Airborne Park Speedway. Jeremy Waugh picking up the win over, like I said, Mike Mahaney would end up second, and Felix Waugh was third. We talked about Mike finishing second earlier on, so congrats. Whew, surrounded by the Waugh brothers there. Michael, come on now. The Flying Brian and Ray Stevens Memorial over at Ransomville Speedway was won by Eric Rudolph, picking up the win over Mount Williamson. Seems like the two of those guys are going to be going back and forth when it comes to Ransomville. Twin 20s at Mohawk. Dale Gagnon will pick up the win in the second Twin 20. I don't see the result for the first one. Oh, Chris Rabb. Is it Rabb? Rabe? I think it's Chris Rabb, right? Chris Rabb picked up the win in the first one, and then Dale Gagnon in the second. Can-Am Speedway. Ryan Bartlett picking up the win over Lance Willix. Chris Halsizer would pick up the win over at Brewerton Speedway. Hope I pronounced that right. Over Nicholas Root and Tim Sears Jr. Let's see here. The Canadian Big Block Series. We were talking. Somebody mentioned the Autodrome Wreck, Autodrome Granby, the Canadian Big Blocks at Granby. David Herbert pick up the win in the Canadian Big Block Series event at Autodrome. Woodhall Speedway actually got some racing in. That was Carter Crooker would pick up the win at Woodhall. Thunder Mountain, Doug Smith Jr. picking up the win at Thunder Mountain. Let's see. That's right. They had two events over at Thunder Mountain. Eric Leet getting the second, or winning the first. Doug Smith winning the second. Merrittville, Brad Rouse picking up the win over Pete McNell and Luke Carlton. Matt Williamson would pick up the win at Land of Legends over Alex Payne and Matt Shepard. Fulton Speedway, Lance Willix would pick up a win over Andrew Buff and Billy Dunn. Felix Waugh picking up the win at Autodrome Drummond. The Canadian Big Block Series again the next night on the 7th. And Cornwall was the only other track to race. Lance Willix would pick up the win at Cornwall Speedway. So congrats to those modified drivers and those racetracks for getting those races in this weekend. I know Bridgeport raced yesterday. They had the 305s there. I did not get the results for the 305s or the crates racing at Bridgeport. My apologies there, but I know that they raced yesterday. Let's see here. It was Roy Rogers, not Waugh. But isn't that, it's pronounced Waugh, isn't it? Don't tell me I'm pronouncing it. Isn't that announced that way? Come on now. Or are you messing with me, Jim? Don't mess with me like that. Come on now. Are you just messing with me? Let's see here, guys. We have tomorrow another Dirt Track Confessions podcast being dropped by Mandee every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a new Dirt Track Confessions podcast for you, so be on the lookout for that. Wally on Facebook here. Thank you for reminding me to mention that Stuart Friesen picked up the win at Michigan in the Truck Series. So congrats to Friesen, representing the dirt racing world. Claps for Stuart. That was pretty cool. Kind of a wreck fest at the end, but he kept his nose clean and made a good move on that green-white checkered. So congrats to Stuart. I know it's been a rough go for him in the Truck Series, so it's good to see him do something positive and not only get a good win, good for not only just to get a good finish, but to get a win. So congrats to him. All right, I'm just going to put this up here. Yeah, Rob Thompson on YouTube is saying that I'm pronouncing it correctly. That's what I think Jim's just messing with me. You can't do that to me, Jim. Come on. I'm trying to sound like I know what I talk about. Thank you, Rob. You could tell me I'm saying my name wrong, and I'd be like, wait, what? What am I doing? Thank you, Wally, over here on Facebook, for reminding me to do that. I did want to give my congrats to Stuart for picking up the win again and representing the dirt racing world. Everybody, we've got merch. Streamers, confetti, blowing up everywhere. Merch is new merch available for Mike Mahaney. MikeMahaneyRacing.com. You can check out his new stuff that's come out. There's merch for Billy Pauch Jr. and BP3 over on the Bob Hilbert website. Dirt Track Untold merch on the Dirt Track Untold website. Pauch Racing Open House is happening July 20th. Guys, mark your calendars. Guys and gals, mark your calendars. Pauch Racing Open House, July 20th. You don't want to miss it. It is a great event. A lot of fun over at the Pauch Racing compound. You'll be able to see all the drivers. And you'll see Mike, you'll see Billy, you'll see BP3. I'm sure Avery's going to be out there with the juice box car. You'll see Mandee. I might even be walking around trying not to get in the way of anything. But it's a great time. A lot of race car drivers. A lot of racing people. Everybody just wanting to hang out, talk about racing and what's going on in racing and hanging out. A lot of race cars that'll be on this display. They are working on a vintage car rebuild of one of Billy Sr.'s cars. So that's going to be there. And then a lot of other race cars, like I said before. So a lot of really cool stuff to check out. Oh, but I just messed something up there. Yeah, it's a great event, great time. I want to say 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock. I know that I believe Mandee just started posting about it over on the Dirt Track Untold Facebook. So yeah. Dave asks, when will you be at the Pauch event? I will be. Planning on it. So yes, I will be there. You can come up and say, hey, I watch you babble on Monday nights. And I appreciate it. So yes, I will be there, Dave. So come on out if you are able to make it out, guys. Like again, it's a great time. A lot of stuff for kids to do as well. So if you have kids, bring them out. Nice family-friendly event for everyone to come out and hang out with everyone that's a Pauch Racing fan or a Mahaney Racing fan or a fan of the Dirt Track Untold family and team. It's a good time. Really good time. Guys, if you have anything you want to add, now's the time. Wind it down here. I'm gonna put the driver's schedule up one more time just so everyone has it here. We got that. So if anybody who missed it at the beginning, see it there. Again, action track Wednesday for the Billies. Mike's running Airborne Thursday. Billy will be at Georgetown Friday, New Egypt Saturday. And then Mike is at Devil's Bowl for the short track Super Series race. And then Billy will be at Bridgeport. So don't miss. If you want to come out and watch some racing, watch the boys race, you can watch them there. Dave is saying it's 5 hours from me, but I'm trying to make it. Dave, well, it's worth the trip. It's a fun event. It's a nice area. You can observe the nice area. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get a nice, beautiful day for it on the 20th of July. Let's round this out here. I was a little early on that one, but we got our meme of the week. Trying to make this a regular thing. Let's expand it a little bit so you guys can see it and read it. When you got fields to work at 4:30, hot laps are at 6. You got your farm. You got the tractor and the race car on the trailer ready to go. I know there's a lot of farmers that are race car drivers, so this one was pretty good. And then, guys, I have one more here on this day. It just so happened. I don't know if mom and dad are watching, but on this day, back in 1990, my dad, Phil Cox, would pick up the win at Flemington Speedway. Sportsman win at Flemington Speedway, June 9th, 1990. Great year. I was born that year. So there he is in Victory Lane. Well, clap for my dad picking up the win. Just came across it today. I had something else picked out and came across this. The Flemington Speedway historical page posted it on Facebook. I said, well, that's perfect. So it was my dad's birthday yesterday, so happy belated birthday to my dad. And he picked up the win the day after his birthday back in 90. So there you go. The old 17B. Second of three Sportsman wins. The last one on dirt. Because that was the last of the dirt years, was 90, right? Yeah, 91 they went asphalt. So there's your on this day. And that's going to round us out here, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, I appreciate you hanging out with me, taking 50 minutes of your Monday night to talk some racing, listen to me go on about some racing, talk about some of the things that went on. Still working through a couple technical things here, guys, so appreciate everybody being patient. We're going to get comments up on the screen there. We can put some stuff up. So we're working through all that stuff. Wally's asking here on Facebook, the Speedster is going to be at Evergreen Raceway in a few weeks for a second attempt. I don't know if they're going to be racing. We'll get back to you. I'll get back to you next week. I'll have an answer. I think Billy was trying to run that, but they're having some issues with the Speedster, so hopefully get that stuff figured out, and then hopefully get some racing in. But I'll have an answer for you next week. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. And fingers crossed that we get some racing in across the board this week. Give me a busy month. Give me a busy Monday of gathering results from all these racetracks. Hopefully everybody gets the race this weekend. So yeah. Again, thank you everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Support your local racetracks. Get out there as long as it ain't raining, even if it's raining. Even if the forecast doesn't look great, support them. Because they'll open up for us if we support it. And hopefully see you guys at the races soon. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Thank you again. That's it. We're out. Have a good night, everybody.